it into euros, pay me in euros, you can have as much oil as you want. You know what Bush and them said? Bush and Cheney and them said, you know what? Fuck you, we gonna take your shit. And they did. That's exactly what they did. That's exactly why they went after him. And they turned their back on Bin Laden, who was the guy that supposedly brought those towers down, that every stupid-ass American believes that bullshit. There's people who still, almost 10 years later after the fact, still believe that some goddamn camel meat eating as Arabs, right? Not smart enough to clean the goddamn sand off the camel meat before they eat it. They sat around a goddamn campfire and plotted, look, let's go to America and destroy the World Trade Center for our law. People still believe this bullshit. I mean, people believe this shit. That some goddamn camel meat eating as Arabs brought them towers down when it was your own government. And after the towers came down, what comes into fruition? The Patriot Act. Before the towers went down, the Patriot Act was being spoken up, but no one would pass it because, oh, the Patriot Act is totally unconstitutional. After 9/11, the Patriot Act became law. The only way they was able to pass that, they had to create a national traumatizing catastrophe so they could pass that Patriot Act. 9/11 was very similar to the Reichstag fire in Germany. And that's how Hitler became Chancellor of Germany, because of the Reichstag fire. Because the Weimar Republic in Germany, which was the currency the Germans were using, was called the Weimar Deutschmark. The Weimar Deutschmark had bottomed out. There are pictures of people with a wheelbarrow full of Weimar dollars going to get a loaf of bread. And that's getting ready to happen here in America. Same damn thing is happening. Same damn thing. After the Reichstag fire in Germany, then Hitler comes in and becomes the Chancellor in Germany. He becomes the top dog in Germany. But it wasn't until after the Reichstag fire. And Hitler anyway he's an illegitimate son of the Rothschild banking cartel anyway. He's one of their ancestors. That's why they set him up in Germany to do what he did, which was a trial run for what they're getting ready to implement in America now. Because during Hitler's reign over there, in the camps of Auschwitz, they had something that people in history commonly call it the Jew tattoo, which they had on their arm a 5-digit number. That 5-digit number told your weight, your height, your age, and basically what your work capacity was. Now here in America, in March 2013, which is about 5 months from now, roughly 5 months from now, they're going to implement that RFID microchip, which is the same technology as that 5-digit number that they had in Auschwitz. I believe it was a 5-digit number. It was a 5-digit number on their arm. Now they're imposing that RFID microchip now. And it's a part of the Obamacare package that was passed in 2010. March of 2010, when they brought that Obamacare package in, it says in there, 36 months after this day, that RFID microchip is going to be implemented as law. All citizens are going to be required to get it. What America is doing now, Hitler couldn't have pulled off the shit that they pulled off here in America. That was just a trial run. That's called trial and error. That was a trial run for what they're setting up for America right now. But
Proverbs 14 and 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going.
Right. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his goings. People are not paying attention and looking into these things, but you do got some people out there that know that an economic collapse is right around the corner. And it could be any day now. It could be any day now. That's why you got people out there called preppers. They call them doomsday preppers.
Alex Jones?
Well, he speaks about it, but he's a part of the game too. He's a part of the game too. He's a part of that game. I mean, he reveals a lot of stuff that's going on in there, but he's a part of the game too. He's a part of the game.
Why would you say that?
He's a part of the game. Did you see his documentary on Dark Secrets of Bohemian Grove? Have you ever seen that?
That's what's going
Yeah, he went into the Bohemian Grove. Yeah, he showed the cremation of care, which is where they say that they burn a child in effigy, which is a goddamn lie. They were actually really sacrificing a child right there under that big wooden owl Molech that they got in Redwood Forest. How you think Alex Jones got up in there? You mean to tell me with the CIA and the FBI, special forces, that they're just gonna allow him? He just snuck up in there with his camera. Even when you watch the documentary, I forget the guy's name. He said to him, he said, "Look, and I disrespect you for that." He said, "You had an agreement. Yeah, you had an agreement to come up in here, and I disrespect you for that. That's ambush journalism, and I disrespect you for that." Right? He's a part of the game. You think they're gonna let him just come up in there with his cameras and he's just gonna film shit going on? They let him come up in there, or else they would have killed his ass. They allowed him to do that. He's a part of the game. Because you know why? It don't matter how much you find out about the Illuminati. You can't do a goddamn thing about it. There ain't nothing that nobody can do about it. There's not a damn thing that none of us can do about it. Now, there are people in American history that went against the secret government or the unseen hand, or what we call today the Illuminati. And guess what? They're dead. One of them is John F. Kennedy. Why do you think Kennedy got assassinated? Because he was going against the plans of the Illuminati. And they blew his ass away. What's this guy named? Abraham Lincoln. Why do you think Abraham Lincoln is dead? Because Abraham Lincoln went against the plans of the bankers. He went against the plans of the Rothschild family, and they whacked his ass. That's why they whacked his ass. And as a matter of fact, this guy Obama is owned lock, stock, and barrel. Obama came up under a guy named Zbigniew Brzezinski. Zbigniew Brzezinski is the mind behind Barack Obama. And back in 2008, when Obama was running, and when he got in there, and when he was inaugurated, why they can't keep making innuendos of him compared to Martin Luther King and John F. Kennedy? And when he rode into D.C. on the train, he rode in on the same route that Lincoln came in on. Why? Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, and Martin Luther King all got their brains blown out. That was giving his ass a silent message. You better do what the hell we tell you to do. Oh, he's like the new Abraham Lincoln. He's like the new John F. Kennedy. Oh, he's like the new Martin Luther King. All them three guys took bullets in a dome. That's what all three of those men have in common. They all got popped right in the head with a bullet. That's what all three of those famous men have in common. And they all made innuendos comparing them to those three famous men. Because that was a silent message. But he's a part of the game anyway. He wouldn't be sitting in there as president if he wasn't a part of the game, if he wasn't bought and paid for years ago. When he was senator of Chicago. Before he became senator of Chicago, he was already bought lock, stock, and barrel. Yeah.